Welcome to Mainland Television News, your local regional television station, coming to you from the Nelson and Tasman region. In today's news, study of toxic site health outcomes released, unemployment figures show drop in Nelson, Tasman, and Kmart officially opened. A study of health outcomes for Mapua residents near a formerly contaminated site in Mapua has found no evidence that remediation work led to exposure of levels of dioxins or other toxic chemicals that pose a significant health risk. Study Principal Investigator, Associate Professor David McBride, says the study did however strongly suggest there were significant social health effects to the remediation process. The former Fruit Growers Chemical Company site had been classified as our country's most contaminated, and soil remediation at the site began in 2004 and was completed in 2008. Previous testing had indicated that dioxins were released into the environment during remediation work, although risk to the public would be low. The latest study comparing health outcomes for Mapua residents with counterparts in Tahuna involved a survey and blood testing of some residents, particularly those closest to the cleanup. Blood samples were analysed to measure exposures to dioxins, non-dioxin-like PCBs and organochlorine pesticides. No evidence was found of elevated exposures of physical health in Mapua linked to the remediation process, but that it had significant social health effects which related to psychosocial processes impacting health. Dr McBride says that the results demonstrate that any perceived risks of chemical hazards are multidimensional and extend to psychosocial health and well-being. Nelson, Tasman's unemployment rate has dropped from 4.2% in June to 3.9% in the September quarter. The latest household labour force survey also shows the current employment rate is exactly the same as September last year at 3.9%. Nationally and in seasonally adjusted terms, the unemployment rate fell to 6.2% in the September 2013 quarter, down 0.2 percentage points from 6.4% from the previous quarter. A Nelson pub owner says he fully supports Hospitality New Zealand's position on the blood alcohol limit issue. In a statement, Hans says the government supports the current 0.08 limit, but only subject to the research currently being undertaken as to alcohol-related crashes and deaths for those driving at levels between 0.5 and 0.8. The government intends to review their position when the results of that study are available. Minister for Transport Jerry Brownlee has indicated if it was lowered, he considered a penalty regime could be appropriate for those caught between 0.5 and 0.8. Mike Thomas of Smugglers Pub and Cafe says Hospitality New Zealand's position is to maintain the limit at 0.8 because the major problem is those well over the limit, not those between 0.5 and 0.8. Hans says those between these levels had for the most part already made good decisions about how much they've drunk and their ability to drive. Hospitality New Zealand also says significant police resources will be required to re-educate this group at the expense of targeting those well over the limit. Hospitality New Zealand is supporting the government undertaking the research into accidents amongst those with blood alcohol levels between 0.05 and 0.08, so decisions can be made on the facts, not ideological rhetoric. The woman involved in a collision on State Highway 60 on Tuesday afternoon remains in a critical but stable condition in Nelson Hospital. The accident occurred at around 2:50 p.m, in which initial investigations by police suggest the woman likely lost control coming around a corner and that her vehicle had crossed the centre line, colliding with an oncoming vehicle. The crash occurred on the coastal highway between Redwood Road and Maisie Road. Both drivers were trapped and had to be cut from the wreckage by emergency services. One of the women was transported to Nelson Hospital in a serious condition and who was described as being in a stable but critical condition in Nelson's ICU. Two other women were transported to hospital by ambulance. Richmond's new Australian-owned Kmart store opened this week, with dignitaries Tasman's Deputy Mayor Tim King and MP for Nelson Nick Smith speaking at the 7:30 a.m. store opening. Mainland's Chrissy Small was there to catch the action and also managed to catch the new store manager, Cameron Holmes, for an interview.
It looks like an outstanding store, and just a brief look inside, it looks great in there. It looks a lot bigger inside than it does outside, which is amazing actually. I've lived here all my life. This site's been through a lot of different uses. When I was a little fella, it was Wilkes's timber store. At that stage, the Wilkes family was a key family in the development of Richmond. Not only did they own that store, they were involved in a lot of other development in this area. And so it's great to see the Gibbons family take on the site and give us this latest incarnation of the use.
To be here, can I acknowledge all the Kmart team, particularly those from Australia who are choosing to invest in our country. I want to acknowledge Roger and Scott Gibbons for the investment that you have and the confidence that you have in this community, and all the team that have been involved in putting such a complex together. I want to just give a bit of a flavour of this project in the broader picture. I was a bit excited yesterday. Latest unemployment figures came out. Not only had New Zealand's unemployment dropped, but Nelson's regional unemployment was the lowest of anywhere in New Zealand, and that is good news for our region. That comes on top of figures last month that showed that Nelson's population growth was only a little tiny snippet behind Auckland over the period of the census of the last 7 years, which, Tim, is a real message about the level of confidence that there is in the Nelson region, reinforced by the opening of this new store. In my view, if we can enhance our region and create jobs, that's absolutely core to the well-being of the community. This project is generating 90 new jobs, and for a community of Nelson's size, that is absolutely huge. Last point I want to make, fantastic building, Kmart's a great brand, but actually, stores come down to people. It comes down to the dedication, the smile, the service that you get. And I've had some stunning reports from individuals about the training that's gone into the fantastic team that you've put here together. Best of luck to the Nelson or Richmond Kmart team with your challenge ahead of making this store a big success. In my view, this is a very important shot in the arm for the Nelson economy and for all the families that have been part of making the store great. Let the shopping begin. Thank you.
That little boy's been waiting all this time. Will you cut my ribbon?
Cameron, new store manager, new store. This must be an exciting time.
Absolutely exciting, unforgettable moment. Been in tears, the works, but to have this happen at this point in my life is just absolutely fantastic.
Now, Cameron, where have you moved from to be here in Richmond now?
Okay, so I've moved from Auckland. I've been in Auckland for the past 6.5 years, and yeah, loving it. Been such a welcoming community. They've just been fantastic towards me.
Have you been with Kmart the whole time?
I've been with Kmart for 2.5 years now, and I started as an apparel manager, and I've come through from being an apparel manager to, for the past year, relieving store managers in the different stores in Auckland, and yeah, so I've been one of the lucky ones to get this store.
Now, is this a shop with a difference?
Absolute difference. We've got all new innovations. We've got basically the best layouts possible. It's all customer friendly. That's really pushing our lower price for customers to actually see what we're providing for them, and it's shopper friendly. That's the main thing.
And what about, there's been some concern from local retailers about the effect that will have on them. In other past store experiences, do you think that will have much of an effect on local sales here?
A positive effect, and that's what I would say, because with us, we're bringing customers into the community. We bring in more customers to actually go out and shop in those stores as well. So I don't think they have anything to fear for. We are here to stay, and we are here to help them along in their businesses as well.
You've got a big team here. It looks like they're all very enthusiastic. How long have they been in training?
Well, we started recruitment in August, and since then they've been doing the whole training. They've done induction, they're training through in-store as well as out of the store. So I'd feel very, very proud at this point in time to say that they are well ready to service the customers. They are definitely on the move. We've already had a promotion in the store, so you can see by just the training that they've been given, it's what they're doing with their training that's taking them forward. And we've actually made a commitment to them as well, and in their careers. So they're not just joining Kmart and that's it. They're joining Kmart to go forward from here. There were some people that were unemployed, and for them to now be with us, it's a proud moment for them as well, because I've made my commitment to not just the community, but for them that's in the community that's joined us at Kmart. And like I said, we've already had a promotion in our midst. So somebody's been promoted to a management role that just started with us 3 months ago.
On Tuesday evening, the troubled Aratiri ferry suffered a mechanical issue on her return voyage to Wellington and has now been withdrawn from service. In a statement, KiwiRail says the Aratiri ferry suffered a mechanical issue with one of its 2 shafts, which drive the ship's propellers. Divers examined the shafts upon her arrival in Wellington and determined one of the shaft's propellers needs to be replaced. The decision was then made by KiwiRail to cancel all Aratiri sailings for the rest of the week while surveyors assess the damage. KiwiRail is now working through contingency plans to accommodate customers should the ship be out of service for more than a week. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Hi, Gus Bulens of Gustav's Clothing for Men on Trafalgar Street. I'd like to invite all the people of Nelson, Tasman and international and local visitors to come and check out our brand new refurbished store, which is now chock full of the latest international and New Zealand brands. From France, Lacoste; from the UK, Ben Sherman; RM Williams; from Sweden, Gant; from the US, Calvin Klein jeans; and from New Zealand, Rembrandt suits, jackets and trousers; Cutler, Berlin and snowy fine merino knitwear. So come on into Gustav's on Trafalgar Street and we'll look after you.
FAV Mobile Solutions are the scooter, walker and wheelchair specialists for the Nelson region. Call in and see the huge range available. Take one for a free test drive and pick up your free booklet guide. They also provide a rescue service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. Come in and see Robin and the friendly team at FAV Mobile Solutions in the Richmond Free Car Park opposite the Old Town Hall.
The majority of information in our life comes to us through our vision. With only one set of eyes to last our lifetime, it's important that you look after them. For over 20 years, Physique Harrington Eye Care has led the way in providing the Nelson Tasman region with professional eye care. Our team are committed to providing you and your family with the highest standard of eye care. As part of this commitment, at Physique Harrington Eye Care, we recommend Crizal lenses. Crizal is a revolutionary lens which repels dust and fingerprints. This means it's easier to clean and stays cleaner longer. Visit us at our Nelson, Richmond and Stoke practices and ask about our Crizal satisfaction guarantee.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Sit and Be Fit is on at the Victory Community Centre on Tuesdays and the Victory Community Church on Thursdays at 10 a.m. School term only. Fun while you get fitter, work at your level. For more information, please contact Shirley on 547 1433 or 021 121 8023. Free community dinner. Join in for a healthy, nutritious meal for the whole family. Every Friday night at 5:30 p.m. in the Victory Community Centre, number 2 Totra Street. For more information and bookings, text Martin on 021 051 5664. Due to a makeover, the Buxton Square public toilets closed on Saturday the 26th of October and won't be open again until late November. The closure is so community volunteers could start on the refurbishment project, which began over Labour weekend. Any volunteers who would like to help with the makeover can still register their names with Nelson City Council. Alternative public toilet facilities are available at Montgomery Square and 1903 Square. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thanks for joining us. We'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.